There's always some type of drama going on in the world of WWE, but we were a little taken aback too when we heard about this one. Hush money is no joke apparently. The WWE board doesn't think it is either. That's why they're actively investigating Vince McMahon's involvement with an ex-employee. And here's what there is to know so far about the whole fiasco. First up, the WWE board investigation. The Board of World Wrestling Entertainment is looking into a $3 million hush payment made by company CEO Vince McMahon to a former female employee over an alleged affair. That's definitely not okay. The Wall Street Journal investigated and found out some extremely problematic stuff. The severance agreement signed in January supposedly prevents the now former employee from revealing her contact with McMahon or making insulting comments about him. That effectively shuts her up. That's the nicest way we can phrase it. This information was confirmed in an email delivered to the WWE board members in March. But it just gets worse from there. McMahon, 76, recruited the former assistant, 41, on a $100,000 salary and then increased her pay to $200,000 after the claimed sexual contact with her began. Seriously, that's nasty. Next, we have the full report on McMahon. Now, this isn't the first time McMahon's come under fire for seeking a settlement with employees he's caused trouble with. The full report, which started investigating his behavior in April, found that this guy has got a history of treating employees badly. According to the report, which cites documents and the accounts of people familiar with the board inquiry, the investigation began in April and has uncovered other non-disclosure agreements involving misconduct claims from former employees against McMahon and John Laurinaitis, WWE's head of talent relations over the years. Looks like the WWE board has got a lot on their plate. It's no longer just about McMahon's behavior. It might just be about the workplace culture of WWE in general. Seriously, in this day and age, this kind of stuff is absolutely not okay. We're definitely glad they're doing something about it now, though. And now for the gory details. We found out some more stuff about McMahon's behavior the deeper we went into the investigation. Some stuff we were better off not knowing. According to the memo provided to the board about the former WWE employee who was recruited as a paralegal in 2019, McMahon treated the lady like a toy and even gave her to Laurinaitis. How is this kind of stuff just happening under the board's nose all this time? Thank God they're taking some action now. According to the Wall Street Journal article, the board is still looking into the charges in the email. We were extremely disappointed in McMahon when we heard about this. Apparently, the board hired the law firm Simpson, Thatcher, and Bartlett to handle the investigation and payments for NDAs other than the one involving the former employee that have reached millions of dollars. So it's a delicate situation. We do get why the WWE is navigating this so carefully though. Like, McMahon's still a large shareholder in the company. They can only do so much to hold him responsible when he holds this much power. WWE didn't respond to an ESPN request for comment, probably for the same reason. As far as the world is concerned, the WWE spokesperson keeps assuring us that the relationship between McMahon and the paralegal was 100% consensual. I don't know about you, but it doesn't sound all that consensual to us. Maybe even a little on the coercive side. As far as his position in the company is concerned, McMahon's got some real power. He purchased the then World Wrestling Federation, WWF, from his father, Vincent J. McMahon, in 1982. He also developed it into a global wrestling powerhouse and media empire that created crossover icons such as Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and John Cena. WWE is a publicly listed firm, although McMahon retains a majority of voting authority among stockholders. Next, we have a full public statement. WWE stated that no more comment would be made until the inquiry was concluded. The charges against McMahon weren't specified by the firm. We're watching you closely, WWE. They also announced that the business and its special committee will collaborate with an outside third party to conduct a full examination of its compliance program, human resources function, and general culture. To us, it shows that the board is at least aware that they've got a bit of a culture problem. Although a bit is an understatement still. Something is better than nothing. We do expect to see some justice come to this issue because no matter how powerful McMahon might be, he just can't get away with everything. Now, let's talk about Vince McMahon. McMahon's developed a number of WWE-related businesses, including the WWE Network, a subscription video on-demand, over-the-top streaming service, which debuted in 2014. He's been busy in the WWE world, which is why any long-term fan will definitely know everything he's done over the years. He also controls various WWE multimedia assets, including movies, music, and periodicals, as well as a professional wrestling school system. McMahon co co-owned and controlled the XFL, a football league, twice. Both incarnations dissolved after a single season, the second one due to the COVID-19 epidemic. He also co-founded the World Bodybuilding Federation and co-owns the apparel line Tap Out. He's been a familiar face to wrestling fans since the 1970s, with his public-facing career divided into two distinct periods. Before 1997, he was presented almost entirely as a personable play-by-play announcer, with his ownership of the promotion only very rarely hinted at. And after he adapted his real-life persona to create the gimmick of Mr. McMahon is a madly swaggering, irascible tyrant, concerned with retaining tight, agenda-driven control of his firm at all costs, with the hissed catchphrase, "You're fired!" He admitted various WWF, WWE talent into his Mr. McMahon, in which he has exposed his buttocks and forced talent to kneel and kiss his butt cheeks. Okay, so that's a little weird in our opinion, but WWE fans are used to weird stuff for the most part, as some of the things that happen in the ring are out of this world insane. He occasionally wrestled in wrestling events as Mr. McMahon and became a two-time world champion, Royal Rumble match winner, and a multi-time pay-per-view headliner. So not only is this guy the chairman of the WWE, but he's also thriving as a wrestler in the company. Vince McMahon is no stranger to wrestling. Even before he got started in it himself, he comes from a bloodline of wrestlers. He's actually the eldest living member of the McMahon family currently working in the wrestling business, and is a third-generation wrestling promoter, following his grandfather Jess and father Vincent. Given his successful track record, we really hope the WWE board is fair in their judgment. Now here's some other news you might have missed out on, starting with John Cena meets a Ukrainian fan. John Cena has remained a fan favorite for decades. Not only is he one of the most well-known wrestlers to come out of WWE, but he's also a great guy overall. And he proved his friendly attitude once again by meeting one of his fans. But not just any fan though. A young boy with Down syndrome who couldn't speak. Cena was already in Europe at the time, so when he heard about this young fan, Misha's story of fleeing the recent Ukrainian war, he was moved. And so were we. What a great guy. For real. Like, he's too good to be true. He flew to Amsterdam and even gave Misha a replica of his championship belt. That's one lucky kid. Next up, Sasha Banks surprises a terminally ill fan. John Cena isn't the only one looking out for his fans. Apparently, so is Sasha Banks. The lucky fan in question is Tony Ochoa from American Canyon, who's only 9 years old. Banks invited Ochoa to watch Monday Night Raw at San Francisco's Chase Center. Ochoa is only 9, but this little guy's managed to beat cancer after almost 7 years of chemotherapy. What a lovely surprise to get after recovering from a difficult disease. With WWE in town, ABC 7 News contacted Tony's favorite wrestler, Sasha Banks, who gave him a lot of fun stuff while he was in the hospital. She answered with tickets for the Tiny Warrior, as well as 3 others. And finally, Vince McMahon steps down as WWE chairman. We kinda saw this one coming. With the recent tension over the investigation into McMahon's past affairs, he couldn't have continued as WWE chairman. McMahon's cooperating with the investigation will retain his role and duties relating to WWE's creating material during this period. That according to WWE. He'll also appear on SmackDown on Friday, according to WWE. Until this issue was sorted out, World Wrestling Entertainment put his daughter Stephanie in his place as sort of an interim chairman. What does this mean for WWE? We don't know yet, but here's to hoping that things work out eventually. She stated last month that she would be taking a leave of absence from the majority of her duties at the organization. She'd previously served as the company's chief brand officer. Stephanie has taken a significant stride forward, and it's probable she'll remain here for a while. Who can say? And that's a wrap on this video. Do you think the WWE board made the right call with this investigation? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this one. See you next time.